Standing over here in the left corner, you have Shanks. Title, Yonko. Nickname, Observation Killer / Red Hair. Standing at 6'6", weighing in at 165 pounds. This man is a certified combatant, taking on various enemies. And standing over here in the right corner, you have former warlord, Dracula Mihawk. Standing just 1 inch below Red Hair Shanks, he is 6'5", and he is 220 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is set to be one of the most legendary on the planet. It's a known fact that whenever these two cross blades, the whole world shakes. So regardless of who you think is actually stronger, these two are two of the strongest characters in the entire series. So we only have a handful of information for these two. Other than that, it's pure speculation. This topic has been debated for years, ever since we found out that Shanks and Mihawk were rivals. Not only do I want to shed some light on that topic, I also want to give you my personal opinion. Now, you have Mihawk, who has the title of World's Strongest Swordsman. He's a former warlord of the sea, who were government-sanctioned pirates that work for the world government. And on the other hand, you have Red Hair Shanks, and he is a emperor of the sea. And these two are rivals, right? They used to clash a lot. Shanks had got some prestige based on fighting Mihawk. Now, of course, Mihawk was already doing his thing for a while. Shanks was just coming up. He had just left the Roger Pirates. The Roger Pirates were just disbanded. And so Shanks had to go off on his own to make a name for himself. Now, when you go back, we met a character named Whitebeard, who was also a Yonko just like Shanks was at the time. And he talks about the legendary battle between Shanks and Mihawk. We also know that Shanks and Mihawk have dueled more than once. They didn't just duel that one time in front of Whitebeard. They had crossed blades a lot. Now, in terms of strength and abilities, it's really hard to say who's stronger out of these two. In Shanks' case, he has all 3 versions of Haki: Observation, Armament, and Conquerors. Not only does he have that, but he has advanced versions of all 3. That means he can see into the future for at least 10 seconds, maybe a little more. He can also hurt you from the inside, and he can use his Conqueror's Haki to blow your ass to smithereens. Not to mention, he can also use his Conqueror's Haki to disrupt your Observation Haki. That way, even if you are able to see into the future, you can no longer do that. You can't sense anything around you. You can't really sense when he's coming because he's disturbing that presence. He's disturbing that ability. And that's where Shanks gets the nickname Observation Killer, because he's stone cold with it. Now, he is undoubtedly one of the best to ever pick up a blade. We know this because he's rivals with the strongest swordsman in the world, and he was Roger's prodigy. Now, unlike the other 4 emperors of the sea, Shanks doesn't have a double fruit. He's also the only one that can't clap. Overall though, people think that Shanks is probably the strongest of the 4 emperors, and honestly, it doesn't help that much that Oda glazes him every chance that he gets. Like, Oda milks the shit out of Shanks whenever he can. Honestly, I'm not mad at him for it because Shanks sells. So all in all, we just kind of run with it. Mihawk, on the other hand, he has 2 of the 3. He has Observation and Armament Haki. We also see a few feats like when Shanks had defeated Kid, right, at Elbaf. He used Roger's move, Divine Departure, and he one-shotted him. And not only did he one-shot Kid, he also took out Killer too. Obviously, they're both advanced. At least I think that they're advanced. Not only that, but the fact that he only has 2 versions of Haki and he's able to keep up with Shanks, that is ridiculous. People would think that that takes away from his power, but truly, honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't take anything away from Mihawk. It actually adds to Mihawk. It adds to Mihawk because Shanks is a powerhouse, right? And he has more powers than Mihawk does. So the fact that Mihawk is able to keep up with him, maybe even possibly beat him, yeah, that's a testament to his strength. That's a testament to his sheer skill with the blade. I mean, like, his name is Hawkeyes, bro. His fucking Observation Haki has to be top tier, maybe even the best. And not even just his observation, but his armament skills have to be like top tier too. Now, I want to mention Zoro and bring him into this topic because I think he can bring us something important to note. Now Oda, he's making it to where Zoro was going after Mihawk. He's not going after Shanks. Zoro was going after Mihawk because he has the title. right? He's not just going for the title alone, though. He actually wants to be the best, like the best of the best. And if he's going after the best of the best, why not make him go after Shanks? Why make him go after Mihawk? If Shanks is actually the strongest. Now, I do understand that it would throw the entire narrative of the story off. However, just hear me out. Oda could write something in there to make Zoro go after Shanks and still continue the story as it is. But he didn't do that. Zoro's going after Mihawk, not Shanks, which brings me to my conclusion. I think Mihawk is better than Shanks. Now, we know that Mihawk is better than Shanks in terms of swordsmanship. Shanks is stronger when it comes to haki. But all in all, if they were to fight, I think that Mihawk will win that fight. Because Shanks isn't just so much better at haki than Mihawk is that he could just overpower the man. Nah, I think that they're relatively the same, despite the fact that Mihawk doesn't have Conqueror's haki. Or at least, it wasn't stated that he has Conqueror's haki. Some people don't see Shanks losing his arm as a bad thing. However, I see it as a detriment. Because, although this might not seem like a big deal, I believe having two hands in a sword fight is extremely important. I think that it takes away from the momentum of your swing whenever you're in a sword fight. Despite having armament, despite having conquerors, it's still a detriment. You also got to keep in mind the fact that Shanks and Mihawk were fighting for years. Shanks had two arms whenever they were fighting together. So now that Shanks only has one arm, it kind of takes it away a little bit, you know what I'm saying? At least a little bit. And if they were truly equals like we're being told, the fact that Shanks has a handicap now, I think that would give Mihawk the edge. Put it like this, let's take Zoro, right? And let's say that he loses an arm. He can no longer use 3 sword style. Would Zoro be the same kind of fighter that he would be if he still had 2 arms? No, he would not be. He would not be. It's the same thing with Shanks. Now, I am by no means calling Shanks weak. I believe Shanks is definitely one of the strongest characters in the entire series. I don't think any of the Yonko are touching him. I can't really name many people that could touch him besides Mihawk. You could say Emu, maybe. Dragon, maybe. That's about it. And to keep it a buck, if they were to fight, I still think it would be a high extreme diff fight. It would definitely be one of the greatest ever. But I think Mihawk will win that. Now, people are definitely going to have a problem with what I just said. And, you know, honestly, if you think Shanks will win that, that's okay. That's fair. Because, again, they go hand in hand. We really don't know who's better. Honestly, it would be one of the most amazing, if not the best fight that we've ever seen in the series if that was to happen. I mean, at this point, all I need to see is a clash. I'm good with the clash. That's all I need. Anyway, in conclusion, I believe Mihawk wins. And if you agree with me, let me know down below. And if you disagree, go ahead and explain why you disagree with me. I want you to give me a good explanation of why. Because at the end of the day, I'm right, you're wrong, and we're just going to argue about it. So, till next time, I appreciate you for watching.